experience. Okay, 1 second, sir. I'm just waiting to get the notification. Okay, here we go. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning into a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast. We have an amazing guest with us this afternoon, Brother Kareem Muhammad. I'm looking forward to getting some information from you as well as some inspiration. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come speak with us.
Well, you're welcome.
Okay, excellent. Yes, sir. The first thing we want to know, sir, is when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
In the early part of April, 1960.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. And what made you accept the teaching, sir?
When I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach himself, first time I ever heard it teaching. And he was teaching on Yaqub's history. And it was just so remarkable. It just struck me so hard that I accepted the teachings right away. You know, I didn't understand all of the things that was involved in becoming a member of the nation, but I sure didn't know that I heard the truth from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I loved it. And I fell in love with the teachings, and I would never stop from that day to this day.
Praise be to Allah. The sisters sending greetings. I'm like, Malaikum salam. People are sending you greetings in the comments. Brother Kareem, when you say you heard it from him on television, or was he in person in LA? Like, how did that work?
He was in person. He was teaching at a church up on the west side of LA. And brother invited me to go and hear the teachings of a life-giving teachings of the messenger. So I just went. I didn't understand what I was going to see. I didn't know how deep it was and how important it was going to be in my life. But I went down there with the brother, and the messenger impressed me. I mean, you can't even believe how well he teaches, especially somebody brand new and never heard the teaching before in your life. And he taught in a way to make me understand what he was saying. I mean, easily understand what he was saying, and I was very impressed. I loved it. Still love it.
Beautiful. And what was he wearing, sir?
He had a suit and tie, you know, how the messenger dressed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dress.
Okay, yes, sir. I didn't know if he had a fez or not. So he just had a suit and tie on.
Yeah, I don't remember if he had a fez, and I don't think he did. But okay. I know he looked nice. He looked good for me.
Yes, sir. And how did your parents feel about you accepting the teachings?
Oh, they didn't like it. They didn't like that. I had a rough time with my parents. I had to kind of more or less make the Muslim believers in the mosque be my family, because my family kind of rejected the ideal that I gave up the church, you know, gave up the Virgin of God and all that. So they didn't go along with me. No, I ended up basically by myself so far as my family was concerned, but Allah blessed me with another family, the Muslims. And I was very well satisfied with that family. Yes, sir.
Excellent. And who was the minister and like the captain at the time that you joined the nation?
It was Brother John Shabazz, known now as Abdullah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
John Shabazz Abdullah. And the captain was Brother Captain Edward 3X Rashid Allah. They're very, very good people to lead you. Abdullah was something like a genius. He was kind of like Malcolm. He taught so well that it made us understand the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad even better. The messenger used to send for Abdullah. He used to go to Chicago once a week and get his sermon for, I think it was on Thursday, once a week, get his sermon from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad directly and bring it back to Los Angeles and teach us. And brother, I'm telling you, you just cannot compare the teachings that we got back there from him. All praises due to Allah for John Shabazz and Brother Captain Edward also. These are really good brothers, and they love the black people. And
Mm.
it's something about when you're under people who love black people, you really, really benefit from that because it's a very unique thing. Even to this day, people still don't love us like they should. We still don't get the proper love, but in the nation, especially under the leadership of our beloved brother minister Louis Farrakhan, we get some serious love. And I love the love.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And did you ever have the opportunity to meet the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad or secure him?
Yeah, I secured him. I met him the day that I was telling you about when I went to the church to hear him teach. I met him
Yes.
that day and shook his hand,
Mm.
and he told me, he said, "You will be with us," and he was looking me in my eye, and I was so excited. I still didn't really understand who he was and how powerful he was. I just liked him. He had that air about him that make you like him. The way he
Mm.
talks, down to earth. People say country, but I say down to earth. I love that way he talks. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that's why I met him. And then he came to Los Angeles. I think it was 63 or 64 or something like that. He was at the Olympic Auditorium, and I was one of the brothers on front post with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I almost said this, Farrakhan. The Honorable
Yes, sir.
Elijah Muhammad. And I got a picture of that when me and the brothers were standing front post with the messenger, and I
Yes, sir.
really felt great about it. That was a really good time in my life, really.
Yes, sir. And when you were doing security for him, especially in the '60s during the civil rights movement and the LAPD, and it's just like such a the racial tension was very high. Were you ever afraid? And if so, how did you overcome that fear?
I wasn't afraid, and I was honored. I was more honored. There wasn't no fear. I think none of the brothers were afraid. In Los
Yes,
Angeles,
sir.
we always have had open opposition from the enemy. Even before I came to the nation, the police were known to jack up young black people wherever they see them. It was just an everyday occurrence in this city. So when I came into the nation, and the devils would pursue us, it was just like it was when we was in the project. It's a different thing is we got good teachings now, but we never did get any relief from the devils until for a long time. And I realized that the reason why they were so hard on us is because we was pushing Muhammad speak newspapers like you wouldn't believe. We saturated the city of Los Angeles so many times with those papers. It started taking an effect on our people. Our people started reacting to the teachings, and the devils recognized it. The
Mm.
enemy recognized it, but we was just pushing. We just on out there, we enjoying. We had teamed up to get with some brother, and that'd be your partner. And one of the brothers I went to school with, we was partners, and we just go out and pushing the papers, and the police would harass us, but we just kept right on pushing. We wasn't afraid. Allah wouldn't let us be afraid. The messenger taught us to be fearless soldiers. Left, right, left is really true, boy. We really was like that. And we'd go out, we'd take our squads out into the neighborhood. Oh, brother, nothing like it.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. And are you still friends with any of those brothers from back then today?
Yes, sir. I'm friends with the ones that's still around, the ones that's still on
Yes,
this planet, the ones that I know. Yeah, I'm still friends with them. Uh, some of them went over to the other side, the other
yes,
camp
sir.
with Wallace and them, but I still am their friend. I don't
Yes, sir.
consider them my enemy. We just got a different philosophy, but I don't consider them enemies at all, especially the ones that stood shoulder to shoulder with us in the mosque when we were being attacked and all that kind of stuff like that. I never look at them as other than my brothers and friendly brothers at that.
Praise be to Allah. And speaking of the mosque being attacked, what was that like?
Oh, they were trying to terrorize us. They actually attacked us really for no reason. It was unprovoked. It was an incident in the neighborhood about a block away from the mosque, and they responded to the incident by coming to the mosque, not going to the incident. They came to the mosque, guns blazing, just shooting indiscriminately, and that was what the attack of the mosque was like when they shot Brother Roosevelt at that time. His name is Brother Nuri now. He and I were real good friends, We used to science up the teachings together, bean soup science type thing. Me and him was like that.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
when I seen him laying on the steps wounded, it made me very angry. I was upset. Uh, it makes me sad now that he shot them brothers, something like that. But anyway, I went out of the staircase where he was laying wounded, and when I stepped out, the police was blasting their guns, and just walked right around to the main entrance of the mosque, and it was the devil that already got into the mosque. Now I didn't know that though. Got all the way into the mosque, and when I went to the door to go into the mosque, he was coming out with his gun in his hand, and he was getting ready to drop it down on me. And I just reached up and grabbed his wrist, pushed it up, and we just danced. We danced. I wasn't gonna let him shoot me.
Yes,
He wasn't
sir.
gonna let me. He wasn't gonna let me shoot him. So we was going toe to toe, and just bit by bap, and just kept on going until it ended. There was other ones in the mosque doing the same thing, fighting the police, and then we wouldn't stop. We wouldn't stop scuffling. We just kept on, and so the police said stop. We weren't gonna stop because I felt like if the cat had got his hand loose, he was gonna shoot me. I felt like that, so I didn't let him go.
Yes,
And then we looked up, and there was Brother Abdullah John Shabazz was coming around the corner, and the police had a gun in his temple, and they were saying, told him, tell them to stop. They won't stop. You tell them to stop. So if you don't, then they hollered at us, if you don't, we're gonna shoot him. So we looked up and saw that they had Abdullah jacked up like that. So we stopped. We stopped. We shouldn't have. Actually, we really should have kept on. We should have just died. But it wasn't Allah's will for that to happen like that. So we
yes, sir.
stopped, and and that was it. I mean, that wasn't it, but that was the end of the physical tussle. And then the had us laying on the ground, and the National Guard came in. It's two different incidents. Sometimes I get mixed up on which story I'm telling. But the
Yes, sir.
National Guard came in and hit me in the back of the head with the butt of the rifle, and kind of knocked me out, dazed me real bad. And then I looked up, and they had subdued us, bro. They snatched us up, took us out in front of the mosque, tore our clothes off, tore our suits off. Said niggas ain't supposed to be wearing suits, and it's kind of more or less stripped us down, and put us in the paddy wagon, and took us to 77th Street Police Station, Santa Barbara, one of those. Took us to the police station and put us in the basement, and the LAPD was trying to get the National Guards to shoot us, but the National Guards wouldn't do it because they said that they didn't see no threat like for us to be shot. Plus, we was already subdued, we was handcuffed, we was in the station, and they had us. They actually had us, So what could they? If they shot us, it would have just been straight cold-blooded murder, which they are not avert to doing nothing like that. They will cold-blooded murder us,
Yes, sir.
but they just couldn't do too much attention on them, you know. So that went down like that, and then we all went to jail, and they left us in jail. And here's the strangest part of all: they killed our brother Ronald T, and they charged us with first-degree murder. All the brothers who they arrested, they charged us with first-degree murder. And some of them brothers had been in the penitentiary before, so a lot of our brothers from the penitentiary come to the nation for refuge against the world. And so they used all that penitentiary stuff against them, and sent them back to jail for nothing. I mean, really, literally for nothing. They didn't have no charges. They didn't have nothing on those brothers. I tell this every now and then. There was a brother named Nathaniel 3X, and they asked the police. The judge asked him, asked the police, what did he do? So the police said, he didn't do nothing. He said, well, why did you arrest him? He said, what was he doing to make you arrest him? He said, I didn't like the way he looked at me. And that's why they arrested him. And that's why they sent him to the penitentiary. You believe that? The way he looked, they didn't have nothing on the brother. I couldn't believe they sent him, but they did. And so it was three of us that didn't get sent to the penitentiary. Brother Abdullah, John Shabazz, me, and Brother Raymond 6X. We didn't get sent. We got released, and the charges dropped and whatever. But that made the devils really mad at us. I don't know whatever happened to Raymond 6X. They must have just harassed him all the way out of existence. But I didn't stop going to the mosque. I didn't stop. I kept going. To this day, I still go. And yeah, I love the mosque, brother. Ain't nothing like the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So anyway, the police used to pursue us after they put all the brothers in jail. The ones that weren't in jail, we got caught straight hell from the LAPD. These some cold-blooded people. They're probably gonna be mad when they hear me talking about this, but I don't care if they're mad or not. They better be worried about the wrath of Allah instead of what I'm saying.
Wow,
So
wow.
yeah, right. So that went on for about 2 or 3 years. I mean, when the brothers got out of jail, we were still being chased up and down the street behind that incident at the mosque that they put on us. We didn't put it on them. We didn't go to them. They came to us and attacked us. But they couldn't believe that we had the nerve to still keep coming to the mosque. Like at Wednesday night after the meeting, sometimes you come out and they have the fire department sitting out in front of the building with their lights blaring on the front door and police cars with the, it was just terrible, man. You're talking about terrorism. Boy, they ain't nothing like the LAPD, brother. LA people, they something else, man. So, okay.
Excellent. And you have a lot of comments, and I want to thank my sister Miriam for saying it. Thank you for your sacrifice, sir, and for the sacrifice of your family. We thank you.
Praise be
very
to
much.
Allah, brother. Praise be to Allah for coming to us and giving us a messenger that we could have a reason to sacrifice anything. So all praise is due to Allah. I don't look at that as nothing special. I look at that as something we're supposed to do. If you're a member of the Nation of Islam, you're supposed to sacrifice. Whatever
Yes,
it takes. We got to free our people from the hands of the enemy. And I'm very happy to Allah to give me the opportunity to do anything to help the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, our beloved brother minister Louis Farrakhan. I'll be glad to help with my life. Even I'm 80 years old now, and I'm still willing to sacrifice my life for the nation. Love the nation, love the messenger, love the minister. They're great.
Yes, sir. And were any of the police officers who attacked the mosque, were any of them harmed?
Well, they say one of them got shot, but they say that the other policeman shot him. They shot each other. But they blamed it on us. But yes, some of them got hurt. Some of them got hurt. They didn't come out unscathed, but they won the battle. We win the war. They won the battle. We win the war. Yeah, they caught us by surprise, really. I mean, it was a sucker punch. They ran into mosque, guns blazing. We ain't had no guns, and they knew that. They used to jack us up on the street every day when we selling Muhammad Speak newspapers. Search us. They knew we didn't have no guns. We didn't carry guns. We still don't carry guns. One of these days they're gonna get something. They're gonna get what they got coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They will.
Praise be to Allah. Did you ever get to meet Malcolm X back in prior to 75?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. I met Malcolm X quite a few times. When we was going to court for the incident, the messenger sent Malcolm X out here to be a mediator between the messenger and what's going on in LA. So he was here among us quite a bit, and we talked. We used to meet up at the restaurant, and he would tell us stuff to say and some stuff not to say. And he was, brother, but we had good leadership out here among our own with Brother Abdullah and Brother Captain Edward. We had good leadership, but Malcolm helped us a lot. Yeah, I met him. He was all right.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. What was it like for you when the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed?
Oh, brother, that was tragedy for me. That was difficult, very difficult. Because my whole life at that point, I had told you my family kind of dropped back away from me. So my whole life evolved around the nation, and the messenger was like my father. Spiritual, but I didn't realize how much until they said he was gone. And I first I'm gonna tell you, I didn't really believe that he died because the messenger told us that they was gonna say that he died and I won't be dead, and the hypocrites would take over the mosque. And we at that time when he was telling us that, it was hard for us to believe that, hard for us to conceive that, because we were so we were so into what he was teaching us, pushing the program and fasting once, eating one meal a day and doing everything he told us to do. And
Yes, sir.
we was living that life, and we was getting benefits from it. We was healthy. Matter of fact, I don't remember nobody dying in the mosque except one brother, and he was an old brother. And we never see nobody die. People didn't get sick, because we was following what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us on how to eat to live. I'm a witness to that. If we follow that teaching, see, like I had a stroke in April, and I almost was out of here, brother. But I say Allah is the greatest. Allah is the one that gives life and causes death. So when I had that stroke, uh, I feel like the fact that I ate the right food for all them years, and I was able to. You see, I'm functioning. I mean, I ain't totally all the way out of it, but Allah is the God, brother. I mean, I'm just telling
Yes,
you like
sir.
it is. Allah, merciful. So He pulled me out of that, and here I am. And I think I still got something to do for the nation, and I really do. I
Oh,
don't know what it is, but I got something to do. All of us do. Everybody, like you, brother, you're doing something. I love that. We got the social media, since the devil gonna try to cut our brother off from that with their crazy selves, cut our brother off. People like you and BNX and Reza and brother out here called Nation Town. We got a lot of people that's stepping up to the plate and pushing our beloved brother, Minister Farrakhan. I love him, and I don't want nothing to happen to him except good. So thank you, brother, for what you're doing.
praise be to Allah. And speaking
That's
of the
right.
most was Farrakhan, when what made you come back and like come back after 75, like when the Most was Farrakhan stood back up, what made you come back?
What made me come back was we always knew that Minister Farrakhan was supposed to be the leader of the nation. We knew
Mm,
that because he was actually the position that when he came back in, called himself the national representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was already that when the messenger
mm,
was here. He
mm.
never lost the title. He was always that. And then Allah just blessed him to elevate and just grow and grow and grow into what he is now, the Christ, the
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Yes, sir.
But he was always, so when he stood back up in 1977, I think it was 77, I went down to the Shrine Auditorium where he was teaching, and I stood back up right then, right away. I mean, almost immediately, and got right behind him and got busy, and got into the mosque and started helping with the programs and the pushing what the minister told us to do. And I was under the leadership of Brother Khalid Muhammad and Brother Captain Wali, and we took care of a lot of business, brother. We took a lot of business in this city, and we had a mosque down on Crenshaw and Stockard. You don't know the city, but that's the west side. And we had a really nice mosque down there. It had a bakery facility in the bottom of the mosque in the basement, and we started baking bean pies in there, and we was bringing the fish in from South America, was coming in through Los Angeles. So we was distributing the fish and the pies, and Allah blessed me to be part of that. Be a significant part of that, and I was very happy with it. We had the pie crew, and we had the fish crew under Brother Captain Halim, and
Yes, sir.
took care of a lot of business, brother. I mean, we was feeding people in this city, man. We was taking people to fish, and before they get out of our hands, they trying to cook it in the kitchen, cooking it, waiting for us to bring them the food, and the pies. And we made a lot of money, and we had a big impact on the city. And you know how that is when you start taking care of a lot of business, the devil figure out ways to stop you. So they did an eminent domain on our building, shut us down, and we didn't drop the ball, though, not all the way. They knocked it out of our hand, but we ended up going on, keeping on stepping, kept on taking care of business as long as we could, and they kept on opposing as long as they could. you know,
Yes, sir.
got to keep the stay the course with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan. You can't get off the path. That's all that is. It's still like that now. We got to keep pushing. We're in this pandemic. They're closed in right now, which is in a way it's a blessing.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I listen to the messenger, Minister Farrakhan, a lot now on the computer. And I didn't have time before, but I do now. So it's a blessing too. Yeah,
Praise be
and
to Allah.
That's how I got back when I got behind Minister Farrakhan. I loved what he was doing, brother. When he first came in, he was real. When he first stood up, he was being real quiet about what he was doing. He wasn't talking a lot, and I was still, I want to get it. I want to get out there and let everybody know we got the minister back. But the minister said, no, no, I'm pregnant. Y'all be quiet.
Mm.
Let me come to term. He was trying to bring us to life, and then he finally did. He finally came out in the open after Jesse Jackson. But he knew what he was doing though. We the ones that didn't know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and Jesse Jackson stood up. He came out in the open then, brother, and I was happy. You know, first time I ever voted in my life. And Minister Farrakhan said for us to register and vote for Jesse Jackson, and I did. And I never voted before. The messenger didn't tell us to vote, so we didn't vote. We didn't get into
Mm.
politics. He said one day we would have candidates of our own, and then that's when we would do it. So that's what happened with Jesse. I was glad I did it. I was glad Mr. Farrakhan led us in that direction. He's a great leader. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
he does. Man, well, we can't even you can't even measure how good he is. You know, I believe that I believe that Mr. Farrakhan's mother, matter of fact, I've been hearing people saying this lately, was blessed like Moses' mother was blessed. And God talked to Moses' mother and told her how to handle her baby.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir.
I believe Mr. Farrakhan's mother falls into that category. That's one of the reasons why Mr. Farrakhan is so intelligent like he is right now. You can't even compare nothing or nobody to him in intelligence. And I'm not blowing nobody's horn. It's just reality facts. That's all.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
nobody compares him because Allah prepared that brother for this. He had to. He's going against all these powerful people in the world, and they can't do nothing with him. They try to kill him, poison him, put all kind of stuff in, and he's still here, he's still kicking. And when he does leave, he's going on high with the master, going up there, and they're going to really fix him up then. I believe that.
Wow.
I believe
Yes,
that.
sir.
I ain't
So do I.
spooky. I ain't spooky either, brother. Allah is real. And I know how real he is. Because when he saved me from them bullets at the mosque, I knew then he's a real God. This Master Farad
Yes, sir.
Muhammad, he's real. He's not no ghost or no fantasy or nothing like that. And so when the minister gonna be pulled on high and put in good condition again. All praises due to Allah for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. I just want to read some of the comments. You're getting a lot of love. Thank you all for continuing to watch people's podcasts. Khadija says something like, my sister Miriam, brother Damien says something like, Sister Nicole Taliba says something like, Sister Katrina is saying classic. Sister Mariam says absolutely. Brother Maurice from Alabama, something like Brother Maurice. Um, um, Drew Janine says, Allah Akbar. These are soldiers that we say thank you for your service for our nation. Brother Daniel, just so many people sending love. Brother Derek A. Minor, brother, a lot of people are giving you love, brother. Thank you very much.
Praise
My
be to
next
Allah,
question, sir,
brother.
is yes, sir. How did you receive the name, um, brother Kareem? Kareem.
Kareem Muhammad. Uh,
Yes, sir.
we said we had moved to 45th and Western on the at a mosque on Western, and Brother Minister Farrakhan was teaching on that incident I was telling you about earlier. He was teaching on that in the mosque, and my name was Troy X before I got the name Kareem. So I was
Mm.
standing in the back of the mosque, like I always do, and and he called me up front, called me up to the front, and I was standing there. I think your father was up there on the stage too. I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
And
sir. He was.
I was standing up there at attention, and he said, "I'm going to give you your name." He had tried several times, but always be somebody interfering between me and him, and he would just back up from, how he is. He's so humble. They
Yes,
make
sir.
you humble. He's so humble, he'll make you humble.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but anyway, he said, I'm going to name you Kareem Muhammad. Kareem after the messenger. And boy, I said,
Mm.
after the messenger. I was really happy about that. And then he said, I'm naming you Kareem Muhammad after Muhammad because I know you love the messenger, Elijah Muhammad, and I know you love Prophet Muhammad. And he was right. And I was
Wow.
I was I was flabbergasted because I said to myself, I never told him I love Prophet Muhammad. Everybody
Yes,
know
sir.
I
Yes,
love Elijah Muhammad because I be studying Prophet Muhammad real hard. I studied his birth before he was born and everything all the way to the end. Till he was laying on his deathbed and all them people that call themselves successors talking, standing around him talking crazy and instead of getting it together. And I studied his history like that. And the minister knew that. And I was shocked. I said, man, he is so smart, man. He's tuning in on my brain, man. I ain't even said nothing. And so that's
yes,
how
sir.
I got
Yes,
the name
sir.
Kareem Muhammad, named after our beloved Master Farad Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and our beloved brother Minister Farrakhan Muhammad. All of them are Muhammads, worthy of praise, praiseworthy, and worthy of praise.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
the name Muhammad is a very honorable name that we all should hold in high esteem all the time. And never forget, if you got the name Muhammad, don't be going out there acting like no Negro, stealing and cheating. And your name is Muhammad. Don't do that because you're going to have to pay for that. You know,
Beautiful,
that's
sir. Yes, sir.
how I got my name. I love it.
Wow, Akbar. Excellent. And my next question for you, sir, is when you said the incident, one incident, you said it was two incidents. The other
Right.
incident was Oliver Beasley, correct?
No, that didn't turn into no. The second incident was during the Watts riot,
Mm.
1965. The first incident was when they attacked the mosque in 1962. The
Okay, yes, sir.
second incident, the Watts riot, 1965, and the city erupted in violence, and it went on for about 6 days. And at the end of the riot, actually, black people really made the LAPD leave town.
Mm.
They beat them, they whooped them. They really did until the National Guard came. The police couldn't handle the black people in LA. They couldn't handle them. They had to let them go. They had to leave and come back with the national with their big brothers, tanks and machine guns and stuff like that, setting up what do you call them, the gun turrets, the sandbags and all that, and intersections with machine
Yes, sir.
guns,
Yes,
and
sir.
that's when they stopped the riot. That's the only time they stopped it. But at the end of the riot, after the 6 days, it was going around in the city uh, attacking different places that they thought was a stronghold for the riot, like motorcycle clubs and
Mm.
different
Mm.
places like that. They found that they came to the mosque and they set up all kind of military stuff around the mosque. They just shot the building all up, man, full of holes. That's the time when I think that's the time I got hit in the back of the head. But I was in that mosque. I was in that incident also, But it was really unprovoked. Every time they attack us, it's unprovoked. They say we was going around in the riot, egging on the riot, and making it worse because of our presence. And it may be some truth to that, but Allah is the best knower. And if our people fighting and getting shot, I think we should fight along with them. That's
Allah.
me.
Yes, sir.
Unless the minister or the messenger tell us not to do that, then don't do it. If they're attacking our people, especially the women, we got a right to fight against those who fight against us. And us,
Yes, sir.
us, us means to me means my people.
Yes, sir.
That's what it means to
And,
me.
and may Allah bless you, and may Allah kill the enemies of Allah, sir. A lot of people saying
Yeah,
praise be to Allah. Yes, this history. I never knew he shot the mosque up. I never knew that. Praise be to Allah.
they shot it up twice.
Jesus
Twice.
Christ.
And really, it was another incident in 1967, but that one didn't get out of hand so bad. It was, they ran into mosque again, but they was tired of not being able to get their way, so they didn't do too much in 67. They did, they ran in there though. We had changed ministers at that time. Brother minister at that time, his name was Rasul Abbas. No, not Abbas. Herman Rasul was his name. Herman Rasul was the minister at that time, and a captain named Brother Fred. And the police ran in there again. Man, it's hard to believe how persistent this beast is. But they didn't want no Islam in Los Angeles, brother.
Yes,
They
sir.
did
Yes, sir.
not want us in this city. They didn't want it. But Allah wanted us here, and here we are. Mosque number
Praise
27.
God. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. A little down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, Brother Kareem, I have a quick 60-second commercial to show all of the sponsors of this month's podcast and especially this podcast. If you would like to keep it going, Cash App sign the People's Podcast. Okay, here we go. 1 second. It does this every time. Okay, here we go. I want to thank you all for your sponsors. This month has been great for sponsorship, so I thank you all for your continued work. 1 second. Right, here we go. Boom. Just like that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Boom. Okay. Street Premiere Media Production. My brother Rashad and his business partner Jamal, they have a 4K camera. They have a drone. They do television and film editing. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, both of which are on Amazon. Thank you very much, Sister Mimi. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young women all across the country and in Atlanta. Thank you very much. Supreme Men's and Boys Urban Wear out of St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. If you would like some clothes, he can ship it to you all over the country. I'm coming right back to you, Brother Kareem. Raising Black Millionaires, Sister Tia Muhammad. She has a flashcards that teach young Black children economic empowerment and development. Thank you very much, Sister Tia. Brother Kenneth Muhammad, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He can ship bow ties to you all across the country. Thank you very much, Brother Kenneth. Also, Exodus, a new way of life, credit restoration. They'll get your credit A1. Thank you very much. Khalid's Boutique, they do custom t-shirts. If you need a custom shirt, reach out to Khalid's Boutique. Thank you very much. Brother Chantel X, he hires truck drivers as well as specialize in the refrigeration. Thank you very much. Brother Jabbar Muhammad, Client First Construction, painting, carpentry, flooring, and plumbing in the Chicago area as well as the Memphis, Tennessee area. If you need something done, reach out to Brother Jabbar. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Leg, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Coming right back to you, sir. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning service in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you very much, Brother Rashad. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. Thank you very much, Dad. Last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is on Amazon, a children's book. Thank you very much for your support. And last but not least, No Father, No Excuse, which is on Amazon as well. Okay, right back to you, Brother Kareem. And if you all like to make a donation, Cash App the People's Podcast as well. Okay, boom, Brother Kareem.
Yes, sir.
How was it leading up to the Million Man March, and how did it personally impact you?
Oh, it was. We was doing a lot of business in LA before the Million Man March. His brother Captain Wali and his wife, Sister Aisha Muhammad, they were very instrumental in getting us fired up to just anytime we do anything for the nation. Those two were just great. They were great for the believers. You know, and that's the way it was prior to the Million Man March and everything else that we did. That's the way it was.
Beautiful. Praise be to
The Million Man March really speaks for itself.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, it's one of the greatest miracles among Black people in America that ever happened. It probably is the greatest miracle that ever happened. You get 1 million Black people, ex-slaves, almost 2 million to come together for peace, reconciliation, and atonement, and recognizing the Black woman the way she should be recognized. I'm 100% for that. I'm a proponent to the Black woman. The Black woman is the key to our elevation. That's the reason why we have to protect them, keep them away from the enemy. You know, we should treat them with total respect because our nation comes through them. So teaches our beloved great minister Louis Farrakhan. Our nation comes through them, and we should make sure that they are protected and highly elevated. That's the way I feel about it. That's what came from the Million Man March and the teaching of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. What advice would you give to future husbands?
That's a really good question. First of all, you got to love Allah, God, the one that came to us. I ain't talking about no mystery God. You got to love
Yes, sir.
You got to love Allah, God, and you got to love the principles that he brought to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Then in turn, you got to love the principles that were brought to us by the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan also, and carry all that into practice. That's the way if you want to marry a woman, You should have all that under your belt, and you should be living that kind of life, because the woman is not something that, she's not just a physical thing. She's a mental power. She bringing the children onto the future into the world. You see, this the devil know. That's why they always reaching out for our children. Always, always on the verge of. Let me clear this out. On the verge of uh, trying to destroy our children, because they know that that's the future, and we should know it as well as they do, and we should take care of our women way better than we do. They really shouldn't be going out here working and carrying on and sweating and being all in front of this devil, showing them their wares and all that. They don't need to see none of that. I don't mean they need to be isolated in no corner. I mean we need to uh, have pavilions for our women, like it says in the Holy Quran. Pavilions, nice nice places for them to be, and nice homes, and good food, and clean water, and all that kind of stuff. We need to do that, especially for our women and our children. So when we do that for our women and our children, we're doing it for ourselves also. So that's the way I feel about marriage. It's a serious thing, should not be taken lightly. My wife passed away a few years ago, and I have yet to see any woman that I think is that I want to be with. First of all, I'm 80 years old, old as salt. So I gotta take all that into consideration. But marriage is a serious thing, brother. It's no laughing. It's no joke. It's real, and we should be real about that. If we don't plan on moving out into the future, we need to make sure we got our marriages and our families intact, because the enemy does everything they can to destroy our families and our marriages. You know, and we got so many divorces. It's unbelievable. Mr. Farrakhan said he don't want to marry nobody no more, because next thing you know, they're not married 2 years later. What is this? You know, we
Yes, sir.
can't be, we cannot do that. We got to get out of that Negro slave mentality by women. We got to really change that. I didn't mean to go on ranting like that, but
Oh no, sir, no, sir.
you
You
pushed
teach
the,
it. You teach it.
you pushed the button on me, brother.
Yes, sir. Brother Kareem, what do
Yeah,
you do? What do you do for fun?
fun.
Yes, sir.
uh, Actually, brother, believe it or not, I ain't into all that fun stuff. But
Okay.
what I do, what I enjoy most of all is studying the teachings. I mean, I'm almost obsessed with that. I study the teachings there. If you saw my books and everything I have, you wouldn't believe it, brother. I got all kind of books on the teachings, hadiths, and everything, and I study a lot. And uh, the minister's subjects and teachings, that his sermons and everything, I listen to them daily. Sister Ava, brother Abdul Malik, brother Abdul Malik Saeed Muhammad. I like him too. He teaches really well. He's the minister in Los Angeles now, and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
he's an excellent teacher. He got a lot of knowledge of the histories, the messenger and the minister and the prophet and all. He's really good. So I enjoy him. And we got other student ministers under him that are very good also. You know, he got about 4 or 5 of them that, man, I'm telling you, brother, they you can tell they study. When they teach, and that's what I enjoy, you know. But so far as
Okay.
fun goes, I'm not into all that fun stuff. We need to get
Yes, sir.
serious, man. We need to stay ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got
Ab-
to get ready.
Absolutely. Do you listen to music?
Yes, yeah, I like Miles Davis,
Okay. Okay.
John Coltrane,
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm from that era. Like
Yes, sir.
when we had a restaurant on 51st and Main, we used to play jazz music in there every day, man. And we play White Man's Heaven is a Black Man's Hell. You hear that all day long in the restaurant. I like I like to hear Minister Farrakhan sing. I
Yes, sir.
enjoy
Yes,
him,
sir.
and it's just I just like music. I like jazz and classical music. I like classical music too, violins
Okay.
and cello, all that kind of stuff. Like, remember when on July the 4th, it started off and they was going down the driveway and they was playing them cellos. That
Yes,
blew
sir.
my
Yes, sir.
mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said, hello, cello. That was nice. It was beautiful, brother. Mr. Farrakhan got class, brother.
Yes,
He
sir.
got
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. I was going to there's a movie that Don Cheadle played. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but he played Miles Davis in a biography.
I'm familiar with it. Yes.
Yes, sir. He did a great job. From my I don't know him, but from
He
what I
did.
saw, he did good. I don't know if you liked it as
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Yeah. I got a
it's
picture of
beautiful.
Miles Davis and Billie Holiday on my bookshelf. I got
Okay, yes,
them
sir.
Miles Davis and Billie Holiday. I like her too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Lady Sings the Blues. That's how I learned who Billie Holiday was. Of course, my
Yeah.
grandmother is. Um, what would you like your legacy to be, Brother Kareem?
I would like my legacy to be remembered as one who loved Master Farad Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Minister Farrakhan. I don't know if that sounds cliche or not, but that's what I want my legacy to be. And I mean, I would like to see our people managed fully so that we can separate into a land of our own and establish a government of our own of respect, love, and happiness taught to us by the God himself. That's what I want my legacy to be. I want my legacy to be his legacy. In other words, I don't have nothing except that. And that's all
Hmm.
I'm interested in.
Praise be to Allah.
My
Yes,
daughter
sir.
told me, my daughter told me to say what the definition of my name Kareem is. She
Yes,
said
sir.
Kareem means generous, honorable, generous and honorable. She thinks a lot of my generosity, and she wanted me to say that to everybody.
Beautiful.
So and she said that she thought that the name fit me. Minister Farrakhan did an excellent job on naming me Kareem, so she wanted me to say that. And everybody who's a Muslim, who is a sincere Muslim, you can't play with Islam, and your
Yes,
name
sir.
is Muhammad, you're worthy of that name if you're a Muslim, worthy of praise and praiseworthy. So that's what I want to say about that.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Well, Brother Kareem, you did an excellent job, sir. Thank you again. Thank your family again. And may Allah continue to bless you, sir.
And thank you, brother. And I really like your commercial. I'm going to try to get in touch with some of them people and support them.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's great commercial. I like that.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, and thank your daughter for helping us out with today.
All right. Thank you, daughter.
All
she said,
right.
yeah,
I saw
she got my back. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum
May
salam,
Allah,
sir.
may Allah bless you.
Yes, sir. Same to you, sir. Thank you all for watching People's Podcast.